According to an ancient thinker, the female psyche contains certain vulnerabilities that can be exploited to generate fascination almost inevitably. Many of these fractures are etched in biology. When handled skillfully, attraction can be sparked without the other person realizing the mechanism at play. A prominent example is the need for external validation. When posting on social media, she becomes dependent on the reactions of others. Each like or comment stimulates the brain's reward centers in a way similar to an addictive substance. Those unaware of this often give constant compliments, making attention effortless and ultimately worthless. As a result, the admirer becomes predictable and loses appeal, since repetition lacks allure. Alternating signs of interest with calculated pauses rekindles anticipation and maintains a stronger connection. Welcome to Machiavelli. Here, you'll uncover how real power works, from the psychology of influence to the strategies that have shaped empires and manipulated crowds. Everything no one ever teaches you about leadership, ambition, emotional control, and psychological warfare is here. Get ready to see the world as it truly is, a game of intellect, not good intentions. Take the role of the one who supplies her preferred dose, but always control the quantity. When she posts a picture seeking approval, don't rush to show interest, leave it unanswered. If she shares a personal achievement, refrain from immediate praise. A simple, "That's interesting," followed by a topic change is enough. The goal isn't cruelty, but calculated behavior. You evoke that sense of lack she unconsciously craves, and by offering recognition at the right moment, it becomes immensely valuable. A simple, "That really caught my attention," carries more weight than a flood of hollow praise. The key lies in rhythm and intensity. Express appreciation only after a meaningful success, and do so unexpectedly. This applies the principle of intermittent reinforcement, the same pattern that keeps gamblers hooked on slot machines. If you master this tactic, you'll ignite a lasting fascination in her mind, making it nearly impossible for her to stop thinking about you. This tool is known as uncertainty, a powerful psychological lever that sustains desire. There's a crucial fact rarely mentioned. Predictability extinguishes desire as effectively as a harsh reality check. If she can foresee who you are, how you'll react, and where you're taking her, her interest fades. Monotony kills seduction. That's why enigmatic personalities often attract her, sometimes even those who treat her coldly. It's not masochism, but an ancient inheritance. Unpredictability was once a sign of strength in primitive times. Many men make themselves too available from the start. They reply instantly, suggest generic plans, and overshare every detail of their day, believing it builds trust. In truth, it only breeds boredom. To shift the dynamic, change your way of communicating. If you're used to replying quickly, let an unexpected pause go by before answering. Alter your plans so she can't guess what's coming. Keep parts of your routine private. When she asks about your activities, offer a brief answer on the essentials, then steer the conversation elsewhere. These blank spaces invite her imagination to fill in the gaps with speculations that work in your favor. Occasional distance and strategic silence keep the mystery alive and reignite attraction. With a deliberate approach, disappear unpredictably for short periods. When you return, skip explanations and greet her with a simple, "Hey, beautiful." That lingering question about your absences and attention level sparks intense curiosity. The challenge is balance. Too much chaos is overwhelming, but excessive routine dulls interest. You must create tension between the certainty of your affection and the uncertainty of your next move. By achieving that back-and-forth dynamic, she will begin directing her energy toward you. She'll increase the frequency of her messages, initiate conversations, and find any excuse to cross paths. Her mind will perceive your mystery as something rare, and what is seen as highly valuable is often pursued. There is an even more potent resource, one that complements uncertainty, a skill that only a few men have mastered, capable of forging a profound bond. It's called emotional mirroring. When you reflect her emotions accurately, she feels genuinely understood and connected with you on a deeper level. If that connection is combined with her latent fear of abandonment or replacement, a powerful attraction is triggered. Mirroring her emotional state, while subtly hinting at the possibility of losing you, creates an almost magnetic bond. She begins to sense that only you can truly understand her. There's a neurological link that releases oxytocin into the bloodstream, working like an instant dose of security and attraction. When faced with a woman's bad mood, many simply wait it out or try to solve the issue directly. This approach, however, involves reflecting her emotions. Upon sensing tension or silence, one observes her gestures, vocal tone, and facial rigidity. Then, a phrase like, "It seems frustrating to feel like your needs aren't being understood," can be introduced. Such a statement often sparks an immediate reaction. She feels deeply seen, a sensation far more engaging than any superficial stimulus. That's where a genuine emotional connection is born. Once that intense bond is in place, a subtle reminder of an ancestral fear is introduced, the fear of being replaced. This instinct, inherited from ancient times when male protection was key to survival, still operates within the brain's most primitive structures. By discreetly suggesting the potential for competition, without mentioning others or drawing direct comparisons, her inner insecurity rises naturally, reinforcing both the bond and the desire to stay close. Casually mentioning a social gathering or saying you were invited to something significant can stir curiosity. If she asks for details, keep your answers vague, something like, "Nothing major, just work stuff," while your body language and tone imply otherwise. That contradiction activates her imagination. She'll start wondering who you're with, if there are others, or whether her interest is at risk. Timing is everything. First, create an emotional bond where she feels truly heard and understood. Later, subtly introduce a sense of uncertainty about your availability. It's like offering the most intense experience and then hinting that it might not always be accessible. Her response is usually immediate. She'll want to message more, spend more time with you, and make greater efforts to please. This isn't manipulation. It's about activating the internal mechanisms that cause her to cherish what she perceives as unique. So far, we've explored the dependence on recognition, the effect of controlled insecurity, the use of emotional reflection, and the fear of being replaced. Yet there is a deeper need to feel safe beside someone who radiates genuine presence. Those who master this don't merely attract, they inspire respect and a deeply rooted sense of commitment. Most men overlook a crucial aspect. Women don't seek a guardian to protect them from the outside world, but rather a refuge from their own inner storms. When they go through intense emotional moments, outbursts, tears, dramatic displays, your reaction in those first moments determines whether their regard for you will solidify or fade. Many men freeze, stammer apologies, or try to calm things with forced words, which often worsens the situation. Instead, it's better to become a calm anchor amid her emotional whirlwind. Speak in a soft tone, relax your posture, maintain eye contact, and radiate steady confidence through your presence. That calmness acts as a magnet and eases the tension. Demonstrating emotional stability triggers a primal instinct that whispers, "He can withstand my most difficult moments without crumbling. If he can handle this, nothing will shake him." That sense of protection draws her in naturally. There's another trait to which women are particularly receptive: social standing. Not just material stability, but that unspoken energy of respect that some people naturally radiate. It's an invisible force that subtly alters how others, strangers, staff, acquaintances, respond to you, often without your awareness. Women are highly attuned to these cues. They assess your influence by watching how you carry yourself in public, your interactions with others, and how those around you respond to your presence. If they sense uncertainty, their interest may wane, but if they perceive calm authority, their attraction tends to deepen. It's not about pretending, but about nurturing a solid inner confidence and a presence rooted in authenticity. A man's voice gains weight when it's used with restraint and precision. Walk with intention, take your space without apology. When you enter a room, do so with the unspoken belief that you belong there. That quiet confidence and commanding presence create an impression that resonates deeply, making her feel honored to be by your side. There's also a subtle vulnerability that stems from inconsistency, when what is said doesn't align with what is done. You often hear statements like, "I value honesty," or "I won't tolerate being ignored," only to witness behavior that contradicts those words. The key is to remember these claims and calmly revisit them at the right moment. You mentioned that sincerity matters to you. How does that align with your behavior now? That small mental dissonance, being confronted with a mirror of their contradiction, often silences them. It reveals your attentiveness to their words and actions, something rare and impactful, which often heightens the emotional tension in your favor. Perhaps the most significant absence in modern times is the presence of true masculine energy. Many men lack that deep inner steadiness. They second-guess themselves, seek constant validation, and hesitate before taking action. Encountering someone with unwavering resolve, someone who chooses without hesitation and takes responsibility without dramatics, is as rare as finding water in the desert. That calm strength, the ability to lead without raising your voice, is a quality that draws others in powerfully. Women are instinctively drawn to traits that awaken their own feminine nature. One of the most compelling signals is unwavering self-respect. This means setting firm boundaries and being willing to walk away from any situation, even from a remarkable woman, if it undermines your values. When she realizes you're prepared to leave and don't crave her approval or presence at any cost, her respect grows. She starts to understand that your company is something earned, not owed. And that realization transforms the way she sees you. These ideas are rooted in a clear understanding of feminine psychology and the nature of genuine attraction. Practiced with integrity, they don't just influence relationships, they shape a stronger, more complete version of yourself. Real masculine strength lies in elevating both your path and the journey of the woman who walks beside you, built on genuine connection and mutual regard.